Hey, I'm Neil Taylor. I'm the salesman here at Bobcat of Lenoir.
Hey guys, I am Lyden Lilly. I am the general manager here at Bobcat of Lenoir as well. And welcome. So, as you guys know, you're studying the agricultural side of things. Us here at Bobcat, we want to introduce you that it's not just the farm life, as many people call it. It also includes the equipment world that Neil and I are in. And hopefully you can learn a few things today from Neil and I on the side of what we do and what is involved in the agricultural world on our side. So, Neil, do you want to show them around on the equipment and
Absolutely.
go from there?
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Bobcat itself.
So Bobcat started in 1958. It was the Melrose brothers that actually started the company, Bobcat. So when they started the company, they were turkey farmers. So they went into turkey houses. Instead of shoveling all the poop out, because back before you had equipment, all you had was a tractor that couldn't fit in the house. Just like Neil was explaining with the cutoff cattle. So they designed a three-wheel machine that would allow them to get into the turkey house to ultimately clean out the house to where they can bring the new turkeys in, get the new stuff in and out. So, and then henceforth from there, it just grew into a larger business to where, they started as the agriculture side of things, then they got into the construction side of things. And then in the late 90s, they got into the excavator. The excavators, which is something like that right there, part of the construction world. And then as Bobcat grew, they ultimately got into more of the implements and attachments. Bobcat offers over 150 different attachments for this equipment. So, then this one here.
Hey.
So Bobcat offers a lot of things that they can offer for the equipment, for the farmer, for forestry guys, a lot of Neil's customers, which is the the nursery farmers, the tree farmers. So it goes, and then this year we got back into the tractor side of things, or excuse me, last year, 2020, which we introduced the residential side tractor, which will allow you to put a mowing deck and everything under, and then also our articulating loaders. Bobcat ultimately wants to be the number one dealer or number one brand in the compact industry.
This is our shop. We got 4 mechanics working in here today, and you can tell it's quite busy. All these different pieces of equipment some of these are landscapers, some of them are construction workers, but a majority of them are agriculture. They're nursery businesses in our area. They're cattle farmers that are in our area. We do a lot of poultry. There's a ton of poultry machines. Probably can show you some of those too around and how they work those, and that'd be neat to get to see some of those work. But these guys here, they're heavily skilled in working on equipment, and some have gone to college, some haven't. And you can go to school, you can go to diesel colleges, you can learn how to do this, and you can make a really good living doing this. These guys make a lot of money. They work really hard, and they do well for themselves. And this is just another form of agriculture and its impact in our community. And Dennis here is getting ready to retire, and he's worked on equipment for a long time.
Very long time.
Yeah. Dennis, how many years?
25.
How many? 25 years. He's going to retire in May, right, Dennis? May 28th. That's going to be a sad day here.
Yeah.
It'll be a sad day.
So you're going to have to replace him?
Yeah.
We're trying to convince him to stay. So ultimately, that is what we're trying to do. Dennis is a very good asset, along with all the, like Neil said, a lot of these guys here are good assets for the industry. Um, like Neil was saying, the technician world of the Bobcat or the equipment side just doesn't resonate on construction job sites. It also goes beyond that. It goes to the fact that these guys see the customers. If we have to go out and do a call at a poultry house or a dairy farm, they're interacting with the end user or the customer. And at that point, these guys are not just technicians. They're also salesmen. They're also, get onto the personal level of the customer as, how's business, how's the farming industry, how's life in general. So it's not just in that aspect of turning wrenches, as everybody might see it as a dirty job, but
Some of them have a lot of fun.
yeah, we do.
Yeah, these
We
two.
do like to have fun while while we work. It's not all the time that we need to be, serious, but but when it comes down to it, we get our job done and we do it correctly, and we try to take care of the customer in the best and fastest way as we possibly can.
Yep. And we sell everything from tire skid steers to excavators to small tractors all the way up to 55 horsepower cab tractors. So we kind of offer, a wide range of everything that needs to be on a farm. We'll get it. If we don't have it, we'll get it. We'll find it. That makes it fun. That makes my job fun.
So once they buy from you, can they come back to you and you always work on whatever they bought from you?
We hope that's the case. That's selling it is just sometimes selling it's the easy thing, right? I mean, that's the first step is through the sales department, but the next these machines here, this particular machine that's here is probably 15 to 18 years old, and we're still working on it, right? So the hard part sometimes becomes keeping these things going, because when they're here, they're down. The customer's not working. The customer can't make his money. He can't feed his cows. He has to go to a different source. Things change. So we're constantly being pushed to get these things in, get them fixed, get them back. And that makes it challenging, but it also makes it fun. All right, this machine is what our poultry farmers use in their house. All right, so they take this machine that has a safety cab on it and they cut it to make it look like this. When they get in there to run it, this is pulled down, so all that's sticking up is their head. Very unsafe, but in our business, it's how it has to work. Generally, because when you go in a poultry house and they're cleaning it up, there's no chickens in there, but you have drinkers, and the drinkers sit in the floor, and these chickens, they drink and eat out of these drinkers and feeders. They pull them up, and they're in the top of these houses. So they have to keep all of this cut off so they can get under those things to clean them out. So that's why they do that. Is it safe? No. But it's just what they have to do to do their job.
Especially in the older houses.
Yep.
A lot of the older houses, you'll see a lot of this situation here. In the new houses, they are building the new houses, the chicken houses, to be able to get a full-size machine. So it is, an all-around aspect of making things more safe, more reliable, and get more productivity out of the people that work at the farms, and make sure that they're doing their job and doing it safe and very fast. This is a chicken house machine as well. As you can see, it's full of chicken litter. And the chicken litter is used for multiple things. Once the chickens leave the house, they use it to they pull all the litter out and sell it again.
Yep, sure do. Fertilizer fields.
For fertilized fields, so that way it gets good crops for corn, soybeans, or whatever the farmer's growing. So it's all full circle. Everything moves, like the Lion King. It's a circle of life.
Okay, Neil, tell us a little bit about when you sell stuff, how does that work? How do you get paid for that?
So I'm commission based only. So if I don't sell, I don't get paid. It makes it challenging and it makes it fun. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad, and you really have to learn how to manage money from a family side to pay the bills from month to month. Sometimes you can pay the bills for 3 months. Sometimes there's 3 months that if you didn't have something saved, you wouldn't be able to pay the bills. Interesting part is Crystal, my wife, she also is commission only. So we both get paid once a month, and we both fight the same battle of, you know, juggling money. Everybody else is here is paid pretty much hourly and or salary. You know, most of the managers I think are salary positions, but the mechanics in the shop, the guys in the parts, they're paid hourly, and we're all paid. They're paid bi-monthly, twice a month.
So, but it's really important for you to build relationships with people in agriculture, so you get them to come back to you.
Absolutely,
instead of going to
yeah,
another dealer.
and keep them as long as I possibly can keep them, because once you establish a connection with a customer or a person, or it doesn't have to be, it's just a relationship in general in life. If it's good and it stays good, then it's always going to be good. If you allow negative things to get in there, and then you create a doubt that you find years down the road. So you get those relationships, and a lot of it is people that I went to elementary school with. You know, I live in the same community where I went to school. You know, I went to Lenoir, Lower Creek, and High Bright. So, you know, a lot of these people that I interact with now, I interacted with in 7th grade. And we've kept good friendships along the way.
Okay, so tell us what you sell the most of.
Okay, so the most, the track loaders, which are down here, the compact track loaders, those are probably the highest volume of sales that we do. We figure out from a dealership standpoint, and I'm talking through the sales department, through the service department, and the parts department, about 60% of our total sales for the year go to a customer that is in the ag industry. And it's not necessarily just Caldwell. We service Watauga, Allegheny, Wilkes, Alexander, Catawba, Caldwell, Burke, Watauga, and Avery counties. So we have a large area that we do service in. 60% of all those sales we feel like are in ag.
They wanted to get back into the tractor business. So last year we introduced the tractors, we introduced the sows, which is the articulating loaders here, and then we also bought out the Bobcat, which is the green lawnmowers.
Mm-hmm.
We bought out that group, so now we are producing lawnmowers now.
That's awesome. So if you wanted to use that to, like, let's say you had a bigger space than just your yard, you can buy a mower and hook to the back of it. And
it actually goes up underneath of it, so
okay.
It's considered a mid-mount mowing deck.
Uh-huh.
So that way they can drive over the deck, hook it up, and then a small hobby farmer or somebody that has about 5-10 acres or less, sure, you know, could ultimately use that very well in their farm, you know, planting crops, a small garden, or so, you know, helping out, you know, have a few chickens, a few cows if they want to get into that industry, you know, become a hobby farmer. So
do you take the deck on and off, or would you just buy it with the deck and use it all the time, the mowing deck?
So when the customer buys the tractor and they want the mid-mount mowing deck, we send it out of here with the deck on. Now if the customer wants to take the deck off, they're more than welcome to take the deck off. They can take off the front end loader if they don't need it, if all they just want to do is bush hog. So we, you know, with the industry that we're in, it's not just the construction equipment. We are also getting in more into the tractor line, the articulating loaders, which could be used on a mulch yard, multiple applications that it could be used on. So, you know, not just your large equipment. We offer a wide variety of things that can be used in the ag world and in the construction world, you know, combined.